Hey, what's up, y'all? Let's see. Testing, 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 testing.
Hello, testing. Hello, testing.
Hello, testing.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
Perfect. All right, let's do this real quick. Put this over there. No, I don't think so. Um, in most cases, I feel like the AI needs some direction, but we're probably years away from it just replacing overall straight out overall together. But it has kind of helped us get more done with less time. But yeah, appreciate that though. Appreciate it. I'm working as a performance manager intern in an e-commerce brand. How I upskill my skills and what I'll focus on and where I'll focus on getting to the next level in this career. Like, are you currently managing a team or you're like, well, you're saying you're your intern. So I would probably just definitely at least try to get in good to where I got a full-time position as the performance manager and then just try to figure out what other skills within the marketing skill set that you have. Like, are you currently doing like paid search, social, um, SEO? Like, what marketing channel are you like proficient in right now? And like, how can just figure out ways to kind of add additional skills to that? Because at this point, you it's good to be like a master at a certain skill, but it's also to kind of supplement other skill sets with that. So, for example, my main skill set is Google Ads PPC, and I can add my other skills that I can kind of leverage onto that is landing page conversion rate optimization, somewhat of SEO. So if you can kind of implement those other skills into that, you'll be seen as a more of a better choice. Does that make sense?
Does that make sense?
Yeah, if you have any, if you want, you can join the Discord. The link should be in the description of this live. You can join there and you can ask even more questions. But since I'm here live, you can just ask whatever questions you want now. But yeah, I appreciate that question as well. And congrats on that interview position. I mean, not interview, but intern position. Was it easy to get, or was it like a you kind of had to grind it out for that to get into that role? Thank you. Also, please consistently upload videos. That would really help. Yeah, I plan on doing it. I just been hella busy, especially with the new year coming around, more clients. I actually helped out a guy get his first role, so I've been one-on-one coaching with him. So I'm just taking all that experience and applying it to upcoming videos. But if you can just give me some additional video ideas that you think that will help you, and I will try to tailor those future videos for you as well. So if you want to learn how to XYZ or how to XYZ, go ahead and type it in the chat and I'll make a quick video explaining everything for you. Because I know some of my some of my peers, like my friends in the marketing space, when we first started, our goal was like, man, let's get to six figures. And some of my I was able to get there, and some other guys that was able to get there, but it wasn't like as easy as we thought it would be. One route was like work your way up from like a main like channel manager, paid channel manager, and then a manager overall where you're like basically responsible for other paid social or paid search managers, and then work your way up to a director and then a VP. And I have maybe one or two friends that are in the director and VP status, and now they're making the six figures. But then the second option, instead of having to basically manage other people, the way I was able to do it was work within a marketing agency and then also supplement my full time income with freelancing income. So I will work on, work with people or clients that I will find on Upwork or LinkedIn. And I was able to basically scale up my own roster as well as my full time job and get to six figures that way. It was way more easier on my end to do that, but it's way less of a headache to have to manage other people while you're working. So that was my somewhat of like my journey as to what I'm doing now. So I work full time at agency, and then I have some clients that I've gather over the years, and if you're good and you have a good open communication with your clients, they stick around for years. And they've been with me for about 3 or 4 years now. So stuff like that, I will definitely make more, I guess you'll say, detailed content around teaching you guys how to crack your first 6 figures in digital marketing, whether it's in the workforce or the self-employed or entrepreneur route. Sounds cool. Mm, yeah, it's almost mid-month, so I'm just looking over some reports. Got a video playing in the background, and just working basically. So yeah, if you have any more questions, go ahead and shoot them through in the chat, and I'll answer them. It's been a pretty slow Monday. Let's see. Let's look at this account. I think the cool thing about this, I can actually share my screen, which is cool. Hmm. Let's see if I can do a Miro board on here. let's see. Probably show you like the job process that I've been basically formulating with a friend of mine, and he's in the interview stages now. So I'm happy that he was able to get his first interview, and mainly it was with basically it was him reaching out to recruiters, and he's able to leverage the recruiter to find a job, and just use the recruiter to give him more resources on what to say and what to be prepared for when it comes to these interviews. Let's see if I can jump into another profile. Perfect. Let's see how good this works. Let's see. Share screen. Window. Let's see this Miro board here. Oh, cool, cool. It's like a Zoom or something. All right. Let's see how good this looks. Thickness. No. An outline red. Can y'all see that? Wish I could make it a little bit thicker. Okay. But yeah, anyway. So when it comes to landing like your first job in digital marketing, it's twofold. So for example, let's say you already got the skills. Let's say you took a course or what have you. I don't know why it's looking like that. Yeah, that's kind of janky looking. Da-da-da. I'll just type it in instead. But let's say you took a course or whatever. So I'll put course here. We'll zoom in. And you basically learned everything when it comes to like Google Ads or Facebook or whatever they want to call themselves this year. So let's say you learn for my case, let's say you learn Google Ads, and so now you know everything that applies to Google Ads: how to set up campaigns, how to read the data, and basically how to communicate to clients whether performance is good or bad. Now, I don't expect someone to take a course and actually learn that, but during the time that you're taking this course and you're learning Google Ads, I would recommend someone to try to do some freelancing or something, freelance, or just either build a business or create a website. Create a website, send traffic to it, and then get in the habit of building these things out and actually seeing the data. So let's say you go the freelance route, you want to get in the habit of trying to be just learning how to communicate with the client, telling them, how performance is. So basically client communication. And then let's say you take the route of just creating your own website. You want to get in the habit of reading the data, seeing what works. And so this will be more so like your technical build up. So you're learning how to build up the campaigns, build up the campaigns, set up conversion tracking and all that stuff. And so once you've done all of that, then you can move to actually creating a portfolio. So that will be the next step. Build up a little portfolio, and that portfolio can house campaign creations, campaigns you've ran in the past for clients, data that you've collected by running these campaigns, and just you speaking on what those data points are. And then another one would be if you want to stand out even more, especially when you get ready to apply for jobs, you want to document your stuff in the form of video. So video case studies would be cool. So basically a video case study would be like, hey, I ran this campaign for 30 days. I spent $500, got this amount of clicks, this amount of impressions, and this has converted into X amount of conversions or forms or calls or purchases for this client. And you can do this on websites like, let's see, like GitHub, excuse me, like a GitHub, or it could be a WordPress website, Squarespace, it don't matter. As long as you can showcase what the data looks like, and then also be able to show this on like social platforms where majority of the people are basically going to be hiring you at. So let's move this over. Let me delete this one. There we go. And then let's say you start making content about basically all of this stuff here, talking about what you've done, but mainly on LinkedIn. And I swear, if you do this at the very beginning, your LinkedIn is when managers and recruiters find your LinkedIn and they see that you've been posting about data that you've collected or campaigns you've built out, and you have your case studies and stuff on there. Yeah, it's gonna be an easy interview setup. So now that you've got the portfolio and you've been posting and all that good stuff, now the next thing that you want to do is set up your resume and stuff. So you want to build out your resume. Your resume should have basically some information around what you're applying for jobs for. The skill sets, the tools that you've used, and also links to your portfolio. Let's see. Your skills, tools that you use, and links to your portfolio. And also include numbers. Include numbers within your resume. Even if it's not even a digital marketing job that you worked previously, let's say you worked at a warehouse or whatever, or a mail room or something similar to that, you can always implement numbers on how you was able to increase a percentage of like um, consistency, or increase the workflow, or decrease errors within the process within the team. So just include numbers within your resume. It stands out, and it also makes it more interesting as to like how you're able to keep up with what numbers and how much a percentage of impact that you had on your previous position. So once you build out the resume, you added all this stuff in here. The next thing is applying for the job. I know back in the day, you would just go on LinkedIn, Indeed, and apply for jobs. But now we got AI and all this stuff. It can basically just do it for you. But the way to stand out even more is to not only apply for the jobs, but also reach out to people in people that are basically in your role, and people that are in the role that you're applying for, and then also managers of the people that are in those roles. So what you will want to do here is, of course, apply for jobs, apply apply for jobs, but not only apply for the job, you want to email managers at the company. Now there's tools that you can use. I think Apollo, if you're looking at the screen right here, I think this is it here. The Apollo app, you can use it for like I think it's like a Chrome extension up here at the top that you can use. And all you do is just go to LinkedIn and go to the business page of those people, and just find the manager on LinkedIn that's working at that company, and then use the Apollo tool to get their email. So you want to apply for the job and then email the managers. And not only email them, you want to connect with them on LinkedIn. And send them somewhat of a DM version of the email you just sent them. So you got two forms of communication here. And after you do all that, you're basically just rinse and repeating until you get the interview. And that's really it. That's the main formula there. Buy a course or something, or just go through Google's training, learn Learn Google Ads, learn Facebook Ads, learn one of the channels of marketing. Freelance, create a website. When you're freelancing, build some client communication, build those skills up, and also build up repetition and tech in the tech that you're using when you're building these campaigns. Once you've done that, create a portfolio. Within the portfolio, talk about your campaigns, the data that you've collected, video case studies, and you can house your portfolio on GitHub, WordPress, or Squarespace. Last thing is you want to basically document and talk about these things that you've done on your portfolio or while you're building up your portfolio on LinkedIn, just to give you some some credibility and also some something that'll make you stand out when recruiters and hiring managers are looking at your profile. After you build out the portfolio and started posting on LinkedIn, you want to start working on a resume. This resume, you want to, add in the tools and skills and also links to your portfolio so that when you send it off, when they print it out or pull it up through an email or whatever software that they use to look at your resume, they able to just click a link and go to your portfolio. And also include those numbers like I mentioned earlier. I I increased this. By doing this, I was able to improve this by X amount percent. I helped or I spoke to X amount of customers a day by doing this. Just include numbers within your resume. It makes you look more analytical and it stands out. And the most important thing here is the Indeed and LinkedIn portion. LinkedIn and Indeed is mainly where I apply for jobs. So once you find jobs and positions, if you're new to marketing, if you're not new to marketing, maybe look for job listings that talk about 1 to maybe 4 to 5 years of experience. If you're able to do all this stuff beforehand, you basically built up the experience that basically no one will have if they just applied and they're fresh out of college. They don't usually do all this stuff in college. They expect you to do this after you get out of college or whatever. But apply for jobs. Two ways to do it. You can shotgun it. Just hit the apply now button with your resume attached and then go from there. Or you can just go to the website and apply to the job. But once you do that, make sure you find the managers and recruiters on LinkedIn and email them. Email those managers and recruiters that at the jobs that you apply for and connect with them on LinkedIn and send them a DM version of that email. And then you just rinse and repeat and then you start all over again. You apply for the jobs and just keep going. And then once you get the interview, that's a whole nother separate training there. But if you're able to get this part, get the interview, at least get the interview part out the way. After you've had maybe 3 or 4, you can kind of figure out what type of questions they're going to answer in the interview and then kind of mold yourself to be able to be prepared for those questions and being able to answer them in a more professional and strategic way that'll prove that you're probably the best fit for the position. So let me know if this video actually helped, and I would love to do another training like this in the future, basically going over what it looks like when you've just learned the skill in marketing, whether it's Google, Facebook, Instagram, paid search, paid social, SEO, and then applying that to real world experiences and then getting all the way up to formulating a resume and then applying for jobs and getting the job. If that's something you're interested in, hit me up in the comments or the chat below. I do have a Discord that you can join. It should be in the description below as well. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm usually just helping out people that know marketing. I'm not really too keen to teaching people how to do Google Ads, how to do Facebook, all that stuff. If you already know where to go to learn it and you just need help getting into the field with the already knowledge that you have, I'm that guy. I'm that guy to help you do that. Excuse me. So yeah, appreciate you for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video or training that I just decide to randomly do. Um, I've been kind of MIA for a while because I've been helping out a few people get into their field. They're finally in the stages of applying and emailing recruiters and hiring managers. And so far, it's been a week, and they've got an interview, and they're already at like the what is it called? The the 3 stage interview process that they're in. So I'm happy. I'm happy for them, and they're going to be making way more than they were making previous to what they were doing. And this whole thing that I just explained, it works in basically all other fields, IT, cybersecurity, um, just tech in general, or any other field that requires you to get on the computer and basically showcase your skills. If you want to become an HR personnel, I feel like this journey or process that I just went over, it works. But in this case, I'm a marketing guy, so I definitely want to get you guys into your first marketing role, making at least 50 to 60K, maybe 70K starting out, and then bumping up your income up to 100K within a amount of 2 to 3 years. So yeah, I appreciate y'all for rolling with me, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.